Hello, my name is Heather Kisselberg, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Munchausen by proxy syndrome. Munchausen by proxy syndrome is a type of child abuse that is uncommonly known throughout the world. During this speech, I will be defining this syndrome, talking about how it can be detected, and what needs to be done after it's been detected. Typically, this syndrome involves parents, mostly mothers, and children around the preschooler age, but it can also go up to children in adolescence. These parents typically induce their children with symptoms and illnesses to get attention from doctors, nurses, and family friends. Some examples of parents that have been tried for Munchausen by proxy syndrome in courts have been parents who inject their children with urine to cause infection, inject their children with fingernail polish remover to cause vomiting, and parents who make their children eat rat poisoning to cause cancer-like symptoms. These parents are hard to find and detect because they typically do these things when people are not around and no one is watching. Also, these parents act really attentive and concerned for their children when talking to the doctors and nurses. Some ways that it can be detected are when the parents are separated from the children and the symptoms decrease or stop, if the parents move their children from facility to facility to cover the traces of them inducing these symptoms, and when the symptoms do not correlate with each other, causing suspicion as to why these symptoms occur. If the faculty of certain facilities do suspect those who have Munchausen by proxy syndrome, they are supposed to alert the authorities immediately. When the authorities have been alerted, the parent is typically charged and the child is attempted to be taken from the parent's custody. Most of these cases try to be moved along quickly so that the children can get to safety and not be harmed any longer.6However, usually these cases do not move so quickly, and typically the parent keeps the custody of the child. If this happens, it is more harmful to the child because the symptoms typically worsen because the parent is trying to show that the symptoms and illnesses are persistent to take the guilt from them and make people focus more on the health of the child. When dealing with these people, it is better to not be pushy or harsh due to the fact that you could push them away and they could take their child out of the facility before help is given. Some parents, however, move on past this syndrome to live healthy lives with their children without the hurt and pain. These parents can only come to live this good life with their children if they are understanding of what they did and why it was wrong, and if they want to strive to be a better parent. If these parents do want to get better, they typically go to therapy to learn that the attention that they get from helping their child rather than hurting them is much more greater in quantities and more effective than those from false hope and help from their child. If the parent does not wish to get better and does not understand why what they did was wrong, this therapy will never help. Today, I hope that you've learned a little bit about Munchausen by proxy syndrome and how to help the children out there who are victims to this awful threat.